transcendental. Toraja. Breathtaking landscape. Home of the mighty buffaloes. Picturesque villages. Untouched by modern life. Displayed in crafts and feasts. Incredibly preserved. Remarkable funeral rites. Where the king's family comes together from all over the world. A magical celebration of an eternal journey to the afterlife. An ancient way of life celebrated. And beyond Toraja, in Sulawesi, there is a myriad of marvels. From prehistoric megaliths to the race of a lifetime. A feast of the senses. Endless stream of excitement. A never-ending adventure in Sulawesi. Wonderful Indonesia.
Okay, Miss Judith, can we start?
Yes, please. Yes, please, Bunilma.
All right.
Yours.
Shalom, Assalamualaikum, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We praise the God for today, the wonderful day, and then for the strength who gives for us, so we can join and continue our seminar for this morning. Excellency, all of the keynote speakers and all the participants, We will start our seminar today in pray, and I invite Ibu Pendeta Johanna to lead us in pray. Time is yours.
Thank you, Nilma. Good morning, brothers and sisters. How are you today?
Fine, ma'am.
I hope you all of you are ready to continue this international webinar. This morning I saw smiles, yeah, and joy on your face, right? That means we're ready to continue our webinar today. Okay, let us pray. Lord, whose love and affection is not limited to us, we are thankful for your guidance during the night. We were able to rest well and recover from our fatigues during the past day. We are grateful to wake up this morning with the strength and health that you give us. God, we will start again with the international webinar activities organized by the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education of UKI Toraja. I pray to you, O Lord, let and guide us throughout the sessions. Bless the speakers, participants, and committee. Please also bless all equipment and internet networks so that they can become tools in God's hands to carry out today's activities. We thank you, Lord, for all blessings. We carry this prayer only in the name of Christ, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yeah, thank you, Ma'am Johanna. And
Welcome.
ladies and gentlemen, before continue the main session for this morning, we will show you the several video related to Torajan culture. While we wait for the keynote speakers, yeah, the first keynote speaker for this morning, I give the chance for Mr. Wilson to show the video first.
De dood. Het einde dat voor vele angstaanjagend lijkt. Maar is de dood wel het einde? Leven we niet gewoon verder in een andere dimensie? Er zijn vele volkeren in de wereld die op een andere wijze met de dood omgaan dan zoals wij dat kennen in de westerse samenleving. En hoe anders gaat het eraan toe in Zuid-Sulawesi, Indonesië. De inwoners van Toraja die zien de dood niet als het einde, maar juist als het begin van geluk voor de achtergebleven familie. Zij geloven dat de overledene geholpen moet worden naar een andere wereld. En dat gebeurt op traditionele wijze met veel offers en geschenken. Een begrafenis is hierdoor vaak erg duur. En men moet jarenlang sparen om een traditionele begrafenis te bekostigen met bijbehorende zaken. De begrafenisceremonie is het meest belangrijke evenement in het leven van de Toraja's. Oude tradities op een begrafenis omvatten gebruiken die nog vele eeuwen worden toegepast en bekend staan als de meest complexe begrafenistradities ter wereld. Extravagantie van een begrafenis is wat de status van een familie markeert. En daarom duurt een begrafenis vaak meerdere dagen. De gehele familie en alle leden van het dorp zijn hiervoor uitgenodigd. En ook buitenstaanders zijn welkom om de ceremonie en receptie bij te wonen. Het is dan wel gebruikelijk om een geschenk mee te nemen, zoals sigaretten, rijst of suiker. Als geschenk op de receptie worden varkens gegeven aan de familie van de overledene. Deze worden ter plekke geslacht en het vlees wordt direct verdeeld onder de gasten. De lekkerste stukken vlees worden gegeven aan de kerk, nabije familie en de mensen met de meeste status. En de organen en andere resten vlees, die gaan met sterke kennissen mee naar huis. Vanavond voor de heftigste dag van de gehele begrafenisceremonie. Vandaag zullen er burgers geofferd worden. Eeuwenoude traditie van de Toraja.
Oké.
Waarin 10, 12 bubbels en een keel wordt gewoon doorgesneden en dan vloeit.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so clear, Miss Judith. I will apologize that we cannot reach the speakers for now, so we open the floor that we will have a forum group discussion about the theme. Our theme is challenges, obstacles, and the strategy that we used during the pandemic. So I think that we can ask you according to your experience in your own country while waiting for other speakers. Is that okay for all of you? Mr. Brian, are you there? Or anyone? Mr. Monira Jaman from Bangladesh. Are you there, sir? Or Miss Marjolin Sarmiento. Are you there? Miss Jolin Sarmiento? Can you hear me? Yeah, Ms. Sarmiento, can you tell us about your challenges or the obstacles that you faced during the pandemic in teaching? Huh? Yeah, Jolene. Ms. Sarmiento, can you hear me? Hello? Anyone? Yeah, once again, we apologize that we cannot reach the speakers. So we will open the floor for us to discuss about the obstacles or challenges that we faced during the pandemic. So, Mr. Brian, are you there? Or anyone who want to share with us about your own experiences during the pandemic in teaching? Hello, anyone? Hello? Yeah, okay, Mr. Brian, probably you want to say something about, especially in Australia, that any challenges or obstacles that you faced in pandemic, during the pandemic, especially in teaching. Can you share with us? Time is yours, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you. Anyone? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Dr. Alapati, Chirida, yeah, okay. All right. Dr. Alapati, probably you can unmute your mic so you can talk to us about your experience or anyone. Time is yours, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning to you all.
Yeah. Can you please to open your cam and share with us about the obstacles or the challenges that you faced during the pandemic in teaching? Time is yours, sir.
In India, when we realize the academic career of the students, their career is in peril, though it might be online classes have facilitated them to continue their career, but still, and we are cut off from the traditional classroom teaching. It is a worry and becomes an obstacle for a traditional classroom, for a traditional class teacher. Though online classes may become a substitute for us, but it may be a peril for the traditional classroom, I think so. Thank you, ma'am.
So, Dr. Alapati, is there any special strategy that you used?
I think blended learning is the only solution and for making the class lively.
Okay.
And I can ask you a question, man. How can make the online class lively?
Excuse me? Can you say it again?
How can we make the online class lively
Yeah,
by
well,
stimulating students? Because and whenever there is no seriousness from the other side, from the students' side, and they just join and they are doing another work, keeping
yeah.
aside the computer and mobile phone. For that, is there any solution?
Yeah, well, I think it's just the same in here.
Okay,
Um, but well, because our students cannot available all the time with the network, so we give them a time, probably a week. A week, we give them like a material
okay,
about the topic, and we give a range of time for a week to have a discussion. So we use many platform. WhatsApp is the common one. Uh, so we use more WhatsApp and Google Classroom, also Skype or Google Meeting. So we just use what our students capable. I mean, the platform they can use often, and WhatsApp is the common one.
okay.
Thank you,
But
sir.
I don't know much about your situation in India. There are also some social barriers, actually, and the economic state also that obstructs all the students to undergo online education because student comes from different financial backgrounds.
Yes,
Some may
that's
be rich,
true.
some may be poor. The poor community, they may not afford the on that is what you call laptops or cell phones, mobile phones to the children. It's a barrier that means no one is giving the solution for this the serious problem, but everybody is saying that you must attend. As we have an obligation from the institution, we also say to the student that means that you need to attend the online classes compulsorily. But
Yes,
whenever the families fail to provide these technical gadgets, okay, and how can we reach the last person of the classroom? It's a, I think it's a problem everywhere, I think so.
yes, that's
Is
true.
it true according to your context also?
Yes, yes,
I don't
that's
know
right,
about
sir.
the situation in Indonesia.
Yeah, it's the same because Indonesia has many islands. It's archipelagos, and every area has a different problem. But I
Okay.
think, yeah,
Hmm.
but I think students have a common problem that we have to buy uh, credit for internet data, and now it's the pandemic. To get some work or get to make money, it's difficult.
Okay.
So yeah, I think everywhere is common for that problem.
Okay. Okay. Very happy to have a discourse, actually, a discussion with you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir, for your time and your
Thank you.
available information. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Once again, I will apologize that we are waiting for the first speaker, Professor Da Silva, but we cannot reach him for now. So we are open the floor to have some discussion. Probably you can share about your experience in teaching during in pandemic era. Yeah, Dr. Alapati has taught us about the challenges and obstacles that he faced with his students in this pandemic era. So probably you have a different experiences. You may say something. Time is yours, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, that's true, Mr. Brian, that every student face the problem that we have a global issue about how to engage our students. Yeah. So, yeah, good morning, Mr. Arif, Ahmad. Anyone want to say something about the challenges or the obstacles or a strategy that you use in teaching during this pandemic or in pandemic era? Maybe Miss Shirley from Philippines probably want to say something, or Miss Sally Ling. Or anyone want to say something about the experience?
Hello, hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Can I share?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Of
Yeah,
course, you
I'm
may.
Dr. Okay, I'm Dr. Chris Avila of Manila, Philippines. So I would
Yes,
like to share my experience of teaching during
yes.
the pandemic. Actually, we started the pandemic here in the Philippines since March 2020, our government ordered for immediate closure of schools, even we are not yet done with the school year. That was on the second week of March. So what we did, because the pandemic, the virus starting to scatter to all around. So we have no option but to really stop the schooling of our children. So what we did, we had to really finish it by giving them the remaining lessons, by the remaining modules, and eventually to complete all the necessary requirements, all the necessary grades for the school year. Now, the challenges is how are we going to continue the learning of our students for the next school year? So, the Department of Education, our government, required us to prepare the so-called schools learning continuity plan, wherein we were not allowed to offer face-to-face education because of the pandemic. Our president ordered that for the school year, no face-to-face shall be offered, but we have to consider online and module and distant education. Now, what are the challenges to the teachers? The first consideration is the internet connectivity, especially to the far-flung areas of the country. The second one is the preparation of the module, because in 2 months' time we have to prepare the module, and for the opening of classes last October. And another challenges are because the Philippines is composed of islands, so teachers have to travel for a long distance from the school, going to the communities of bringing them the modules. So as you know, the Philippines was visited by so many typhoons in time of October, November, December, and those are the hindrances of bringing the printed modules to the learners. And another challenges and another problems, of course, is the behavior of the students when it comes to the online learning. It's much difficult to um, to um, to discipline our students using the online platforms, because you cannot just touch them, you cannot just call their attention, you cannot just talk with them directly because you are online. So on the first part of establishing the discipline to the students is really difficult. Now, this time, another challenge that we are facing is the grading system. So, from the previous practice of computing grades, achievements, for the assessment, this time we're having another way of doing it. So that's another challenge. And another one thing is that since the students are in their home, so the parents has to assist them. So this time another challenge is that we have to ask parents to be assisting them with their homeworks, with their modules, and it's another burden to the part of the parents. And there are parents that are actually answering the modules, so it's another problem. Now when it comes to the printed modules with the so-called retrieval of the answers, retrieval of the projects. So it's another issue. As I told you, we were visited by typhoon, so there are so many hindrances of collecting. There are modules that are ruined by water, by the typhoon. Okay, so actually, we started here in the Philippines. We started the school year last October. So October, November, December. It means just 2 months, and we had to end the school year in time of June to July 2021. And for another challenges, aside from the behavior, internet connectivity actually is the number one concern. And of course, the gadget. Not all Filipinos, not all students have laptop, have cell phones. That's why the Department of Education was able
Kasihan tuh ada
to
orang udah
train.
masuk Winanda ada.
Yeah, the Department of Education was able to train the teachers of doing video recording, the preparation of videos, the lessons. Hello, somebody's
Yes.
talking. I'm still talking. Hello. Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
continue. Sorry.
Yeah, the Department of Education was able to train the teachers in the preparation of podcasts and the use of radio and television when it comes to delivering the lesson, and that is part of the distant education. So we are using television stations and radio station in broadcasting the lesson, so that the students will just open the radio and television, and the content of the lesson will be played, will be transmitted via television and radio. So we hope in the Philippines, we still hoping to champion the continuity of the education of our students by July 2021, with the use of, I said, with the use of online platforms, with different online platforms in the internet. Not at the, we have the Google Meet, of course. There are so many platforms being offered with the use of Zoom. So because the bottom line in the pandemic, in the new normal, is that the creativity of the teachers are being challenged. And we, the Filipino teachers, are very resilient when it comes to doing all of those things, just to champion and just to for us to do our mission of educating the Filipino children.
On.
So all my friends listening, thank you so much, and we hope that we can do it, that we can champion the education of our children under the new normal. And we hope that by 2021 we can go back to the normal schooling. Thank you so much, and good morning.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Alifa. What a great sharing you shared to us about your experience. Yeah, I want to sum up your saying that it seems that in global we have a same common problem that about internet connection, and also um, a teacher should prepare or have a model to the students so they can work at home, and parents involved with the works, with the assignment. Uh, but the thing is, the challenge about students behave, how they behave while in the process of doing that assignment, and also your challenge about assess your students. Uh, I think that's what I can get from your for what you said. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sil. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Chris Avila.
Yeah, Chris and Avila.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
for reminding me your name. Yeah. Schedule yang baru mana ya? Anyone want to say something about the challenge or obstacles and strategy that you used during the pandemic in learning or in teaching?
Eh,
Welcome, Mr. Arif. Yeah, Mr. Sarif Ahmed. How are you, sir?
how are you? I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, we are fine. Thank you. Yeah, our apologize that we are waiting for the speakers, and it seems that the first speakers um, is not here for now, and we are waiting also for the second speakers, Dr. Lucero. Yeah, but they cannot reach us for now. We are trying to reach them, but it seems that they are not available. That's why we are open the floor for sharing their experience in teaching or in learning during the pandemic. So probably Mr. Sharif, do you have something to say about your class or about the way you teach during the pandemic? Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good
It's
morning,
me. Good
everyone.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yeah, please, Ms. Joalyn, probably want
Yes,
to say
ma'am.
something? Yes.
I'm Maria Jolene Sarmiento. Um, during pandemic, I'm a security guard in the University of Caloocan City. Um, we stay in the building since the lockdown began, and because I am a frontliner, we are exemption for the rule, but we as a citizen, I take some permit or permit passes to access from the office or from the work to from home and to the work. So during pandemic, ma'am, we staying at school. Government of the Caloocan give us supply for our food. And also the government like SSS, we given us assistance for the pandemic. However, the pandemic give us negative to everyone, especially to their needs. But eventually, I'm so lucky because I continue working. I we didn't stop working until now because I'm working in the government facilities. So during this time, um, I enrolled in a Montessori and continuous learning as taking up teaching certification program to that way I can take exam for teachers professional license. Um, this way, I think that pandemic is for me. I can do two times. I mean, I do I do working while on the school. I taking my studies online. So for me, it's good as whatever to thinking. I mean, for me, pandemic is a positive thinking for me, not the negative sides. Though, although many people and around the world, the pandemic right now is still ongoing. But for me, always think positively. Whatever happened, I know God is always provide me, and everything that I have right now is because of God. Give. This is the way of God to provide my study as well. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joalyn. I'm so proud of you that you see things positively. You have a positive thinking. And anyway, what is your major? Joalyn, can you still hear me?
Hello, ma'am. Do you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm graduated a Bachelor of Public Administration in University of Caloocan City, and now I'm taking up teaching unit to uh, this is one of the requirements to take LEP exam.
Oh,
So if
great.
I grant to pass the exam, I
Great.
will be a teacher in the future, ma'am.
Yeah, great. I'm proud of you. I wish you the
Thank you,
best
ma'am.
luck. Okay, I want to call Celerina Aquinto. Celerina Haqueno. Sorry for mispronounce your name. Sorry. Yeah, okay. The time is yours. The time is yours.
I want I want to share how we use how we use strategies in our blended learning. Can I share my screen, Madam?
Yes, of course. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Oh, is this okay? So there are three parts. I cannot. I cannot share, Madam.
Wait. Wait a minute. I will make you as a host. Wait.
Okay, okay.
As a co-host. Wait a minute.
Yes, sure. Hindi daw. Kasama ko. Ano ba? Iba na watch?
Yes, Miss Marina, time is yours. Miss Marina.
Okay, good morning. Am I audible? Can you hear me, Madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, for our school here in Zamboanga City, Philippines, we made use of what we call capslet. Okay, for our students, it has three parts. So when we say, when we say capslet, it is called capsulized self-learning empowerment toolkit. Now it has three parts. Okay, so the first part is you will have here the understand, wherein it is sort like of a lecture for students, wherein this lecture method can help the students be at their own pace in learning. Like for instance, the understand is a sort of lecture wherein the students will be reading this and learning about this and so forth and so on. So after that, they will have this self-assessment question, and then they will answer it with let's practice. Okay, and then after that, they will have exercises like this. Then we will be having what we call this the remember phase, wherein the students can recall what are this stuff, and then we will be given the try wherein this is already their assessment. And then this particular module, or what we call capslet, will be returned to school by the parents of the students. And of course, there will be also things like wherein they can make use of these different references here, wherein they can also go online. So we are giving this weekly, wherein the students can participate in our lesson. And we can call them also as part, we can also call them or have a Zoom meeting or Google Classroom Meet, and in the Facebook as well. So in this manner, we can always trace the students, what we call this development in their uh, learning, in here in our region. So this is given from capsule or capsulet is given to students from grades 1 up to grade 12. So I hope I was able to give some enrichment in your in our your respective participants, co-participants rather, uh, my views or ideas regarding on how we are using capsulet in our region. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for, thank you very much to Miss Celerina. So, do you use this module before the pandemic or just in this pandemic era?
During this pandemic only, ma'am. Okay, we started it last October 5 onwards. And we were able to develop this. I, for myself, I am one of the designer of the lesson because based on what I understand, if you are a classroom teacher and then you design your lesson based on the capacity or capability of your students. So we are writers of this capsulet by quarter.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's awesome.
Welcome. Thank you too.
Yeah, well, we are once again, I will apologize that the second speaker is not here for now. Yeah, but we are about to share you the link of attendance list. So please wait. And while waiting, we have some discussions about your experiences, about your challenge and pandemic era. Miss Celerina and Dr. Chris um, have shared us about their experience how to teach in pandemic era. So anyone want to ask to Miss Celerina or anyone want to share something?
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, please, Mr.
Just like
Cristanto
this.
Apilia.
Yeah. Just like this. I want to. Can I add to my sharing before I finally give my question? I would like to add because here in the Philippines we have the so-called our teachers are capacitated of using the digital uh, learning tools. That's why we have the so-called the digital trust and intuition, wherein we really have to consider the use of
I
the digital.
don't tandai.
Yeah, hello.
Excuse me,
That
Irwan.
we
Excuse
yeah
me, Irwan.
we
Can you
have
mute?
to consider the use of technology as the simplest way of delivering education. So the teachers are challenged to be developing the so-called digital trust and digital technology. And as teachers, we must have addressed the so-called digital inequalities, which means to say that all teachers must be given equal chances of as accessing the digital tools in the schools, especially now that if we are to use the different platforms in the internet, we have to digitize things such as sounds, videos. photos, so we can share it to our students. So, as teachers, we should know how to manipulate and how to use the devices, such as scanners, recorders, camera, video manipulations, sounds manipulations. So which means to say that we have to digitalize everything, because it's the only way that we can share our teaching materials, our lessons in the internet. So we have the so-called, the issue now, the global issue now is digitalizing ourselves by keeping our digital trust and intuition. So when we say digital trust, we are giving the full trust and confidence to the internet, to the devices that we're using, about the information that we are creating and we are sending to our students. Of course, because we have that fear of hacking our information and use it in a negative way. That's why the issue now in the digital world is that the so-called full trust, giving our full trust. That's why our government must, must have that the program of the so-called digital protection. And we teachers, as we have the so-called digital citizenship. That's why we have to know the pros and cons of, of digitizing of the digital world. Now, how are we going to make to call ourselves fully digital citizens? We are using digitalization, or the so-called digital technology, not only in our profession but in our day-to-day living. Inside our home, we have so many digital based equipments, devices. Our refrigerator can be digitalized, the wall clock, the clocks, the television, because in the new normal we are avoiding touching things, contacts to things. That's why everything has to be operated using the technology. So this time, the challenge of pandemic is that we have to do things digitally for us to avoid contacts. That's why, as a fully functioning men and women of the society, as a fully functioning educators, we have to capacitate ourselves on using these devices. Not only the devices, but the facilities. Example, in doing our banking and finances, in managing our banking and finances, we're also dealing it digitally. Also in for our travels, we buy ticket digitally. In paying, for the payment of groceries in the cashier, we use digital. So at this as this period of time, in the new normal, we are all challenged to really equip ourselves with that capacity, with that knowledge, with that information of, dealing with the digital world, of dealing with the digital era. Because the safest thing as of this time is to really deal with digital, and we have to accept it. We should not be very, very negative. We should not be very antibiotic when it comes to dealing the technology, because this is one thing that we can make use of, that we can because digital technology is very instrumental in for us to survive in this pandemic. Now, I repeat that our great challenge now is to really make ourselves digital. We had to really consider using the technology as our facility to, to overcome the challenges of the new normal. So firstly, we have to equip ourselves with a smartphone wherein we can record, we can send information, we can connect with people, and to equip ourselves with laptop, with desktop computers, and especially we have to improve the internet connectivity, so we can assure that we really can reach out to our students. And We have to understand, of course, blogging. We had to use website, no, and we also had to consider the structure of the internet in our country, and we really have to do lots of readings when it comes to the information about digital technology. Now, we are not yet sure if we can finish the pandemic in time of 2021 up to 2022. That's why, especially the young teachers, we have to really capacitate ourselves when it comes to the use of the digital technology. And as I end as I end my sharing, we really have to establish among ourselves the so-called digital trust and intuition. We have to, the so-called intuition is our decision of using the technology. Especially now in the Philippines, we are not allowed to use face-to-face. That's why we really have to do, we have to intuit. We have to give really intuition, a trust, to digitize things and making our schools fully digital. That's why, because I am a school owner, I'm private school owner here in the Philippines, we made the point that our school now is fully digital, that we operate digitally. And our students, our parents are accepting this fact that we really have to dive in the digital world. So ladies and gentlemen, people of Asia in the world, there's no safest option but to really go digital. Good morning. Thank you.
A
Thank you, thank you.
great sharing, Mr. Grace. Thank you very much. Yes, future talents or talents of this pandemics era. Thank you. A great sharing. Well, I think Mr. Da Silva is here now. Is it right? Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Da Silva. Excuse me. Can you hear me? Dr. Professor Leonardo Aureliano da Silva is here now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Mr. Mrs. I'm sorry, Miss.
That's Professor, yeah, Professor.
Yes. Can you hear me, Prof? Okay, by the way, while we waiting for Mr. Professor
Can you
Leonardo,
hear
is it
me?
good? Oh, I.
Yes,
Well,
that's okay. I can hear you. I'm sorry. My mic
yes.
wasn't working.
Oh, I see. Thank you, sir. How are you
My
today?
pleasure.
How are you today, sir?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so sorry for my time because zone time make me crazy, but it's too
Uh,
night now. But I'm happy to be here again to share a little bit of my experience with my Brazilian students with you. I just feel blessed to be here.
Thank you. We blessed you. Okay. Uh, Time is yours, sir.
Okay, can I go ahead?
Go ahead, please. Sorry for the mascara we have here.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, it's clearly.
Okay, I talked for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to share
Yes, it's
a little
around
bit.
15 minutes, sir.
Okay, that's okay. Just to share a little bit about what I have lived during this semester here in Brazil. As usually to all, it was very, very hard for us. It is still hard, but today was the last class So we are finishing the semester, the first semester that I had in my life that was completely online. So I can share with you all challenges, obstacles, and strategies that I used with my students. First, I think the most difficult that I have faced during this time was to get students' attention as they are watching, as they are attending classes from home. It's quite easy not pay attention at you because they have their family, their friends, and many others in their home talking. And attention is one of the most thing that I truly believe that was a challenge for me to get my students' attention. And the second point I'd like to share with you all is teachers and students passed by a process of relearning how to teach and how to learn. I always think a class as a process of change, a process of giving and receiving. So after you get your student attention, you need to show them that both are learning together. You are teaching, but at the same time, you are learning from your students when they provide you feedback, when your students have the opportunity to tell you what he or she likes or what she or he doesn't like. It makes part of the process of learning. Sometimes you have a subject that you like, sometimes you have a subject that you don't like. That's okay, but you need to understand what motivates your students. So in my case, I needed to learn to use this new technology as well. I need to adapt my material that I have before I use it in class. I have to develop new strategies to to get students' attention and to get them involved in the process. I believe that my biggest challenge was to show to my students that they are very responsible for their learning process. The students must be engaged with teachers to get the best of learning. So, obstacles. Oh my goodness, all the time the internet signal is weak or internet is unstable. Not all students have technological resources. Unbelievable. Some students they don't have cams to open the cams because I like to see people. I like to see my students and to talk to them. And they told me, I'm so sorry, Prof. I don't have cam on my computer. And I told them I completely understand. That's okay. That's totally okay. I understand your case because we are in a moment, especially in Brazil, that laptop, smartphone are very expensive, and many students are using these mobile devices to attend their classes. So internet is a very obstacle sometimes because it becomes unstable. When it rains, we lost internet completely. It's a serious problem. Technological research, we need to learn how to use the technology in a better way, not just to show them the slides, but to interact with them. Okay, these slides are not the end, but are the mean to reach, to explain concept, to get your students involved in the process of learning. And most important of all, emotional support. I have talked to many students. I'm very open to my students, and I told them, please, I'm here to support you, not just to grade you. I'm here to help you on your path. and they told me, Professor, I feel depressed. Professor, I'm very anxiety with all these things. And then I tell them, keep strong, do your best, continue studying, because it's like my students, some of them are not seeing opportunity in fields. COVID-19 is stressing people around the world, causing fear, and give to your students the opportunity to share with you their fears. Why they are not engaged in your subject? Maybe is because they are not happy. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe some member of the family passed away. Please give emotional support to your students. Show them how much you like them, how much they are important to your community, to your society, to the world. Our students come to us looking for a meaningful life. Professors must provide to students a meaning in life, much more than content, subject. We need to give them a meaning in life. So emotional support is very important. And then what are the strategies that I have used in my class? Oh my goodness. First of all, I established an emotional connection with my students. I share a little bit of my life with them. I share with them my experience during COVID. I share my experience with them about my family. I share my experience about when I was a student. I share with them my experience while learning English. No problem. I don't have perfect English, but I'm here talking and sharing this experience. And then I show them that they are precious, they are valuable. So I provide them strong emotional connection so they feel happy while learning. They feel happy and secure to share their fears, their insecurities. They don't be afraid to tell me, Professor, I'm sorry, I don't understand this. Of course, dear, I can explain it again, my pleasure. I give them my attention, my smile. I try to share my heart, my love for student and teaching. This is the most important strategy, compassion for people, teaching them that they are very important, that you are preparing them not to be a genius, but to be a people who will support his or her community, to support he or she country. I also ask them to tell stories regarding the topic. I remember I was teaching about brands because I teach marketing, and I asked to a student, what is the brand of your smartphone? And she looked at me, I'm sorry, professor, how do you know I'm typing on my smartphone? Because I'm doing the same, no problem. But please share with me the experience you have with this brand. How this brand has helped you to engage in learning process. That's fantastic. It's not a fault, it is an opportunity to engage your students. It's very important. Tell me a little bit about the brand of your laptop. Tell me a little bit, what is your favorite sport? And then try to relate this experience with your topic, with what you are teaching. Then you get their attention. Also, Ask them to share their experience. It's fabulous because they can share with us, teachers, marvelous experience with brands. I ask to my students, please teach me how to use this video. Please tell me how to use this mobile device. They love to help teachers because they see value. They see us as human beings. Professors are not superheroes. We are on the process of learning, on the continual process of learning. So try to engage your students, no matter if it is personal, it's online. Try to get your students involved. Show them how important they are for your country, for your society, for you. They love it. Ask them to share their experience as a consumer, as a son, as a daughter, as a friend. Also, use facial expression to provide them feedback. I know that culture has an important role in this process. In my case, Brazilians are talkative. We make gestures all the time. We smile. We are this way. But try to show to your students that you are not an avatar. You are a person. You are there. You are listening carefully to your students. You interact with your students. Also use images, figures, and videos, as you can see during my presentation. I have used some simple, very simple, but powerful images. You can see a guy running challenges. You can see obstacles. To start, what is success? It depends on your goal, but we need to overcome different obstacles. We need to allow our students to be close to us. Students are our pupils. They are precious. So provide them emotional support, talk to them. Maybe the problem is not your subject. Maybe your students are suffering some emotional problem. Try to identify that and make your best if possible. And most important, show to your students that you are there to teach, to support, and help them achieve their goals in life, not just for grading. Nobody likes to talk about grading, even PhD students. Most important is provide knowledge, is helping them to overcome the obstacles and to achieve their dreams, their goals. We are the bridges for that. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, apologize for being late. I love you all. Wish you all the best.
Wow, a big applause for Professor Leonardo. Thank you very much. I mean, imagine how can I be your student? A great.
My honor, dear, my honor.
Yes, I'm so be pleasure to be hear your presentation. Thank you for your a great share for us. Yes, that's right. Our student is precious. They are our
Thank you so much.
pupils. And let me check it. Focus on your sharing so I cannot see any question or on chat box. Is there any question?
Thank you all. Thank you all. Great, fantastic ideas. I love it that.
Yes. We can applicate this on, I mean, a student in university too, sir? Can we apply
Yes,
this? Hmm.
sure. I'm a professor in university, in two university,
Ah,
and uh, usually human beings don't like to be evaluated, no matter if you are a master student, PhD students. We
okay.
don't like that. And I try to provide them confidence. I try to be supportive, especially emotional supportive, because depression, anxiety are a very real problem in our society, and I try to encourage them in all aspects. Even in PhD students, they ask me, teacher, professor, I'm afraid because I don't have an idea for my thesis. No problem. You find I'm here to help you to find a solution for this moment. It's just a moment. You overcome that.
Okay. Question from me. Can we? Sir, what about can you give us some opinion or some perfect perceptions about some region or some location didn't have good connections to face in virtuals to building some emotional to engage our students? We have some solution for us.
Oh
Because
my
in
goodness.
Toraja, yes, not similar to our student have a good connection for facing in virtual.
Do you
Yes,
have a good connection or not?
not in a common. I mean, in uh, some of some of student haven't good connections,
Oh, okay,
especially
okay.
for facing or video.
I got you. I understand. Usually, Zoom is the main platform that you have used. But in my case, I give to my students my WhatsApp.
Ah, I
Then,
see. We can
yes,
communicate only in
yes,
WhatsApp.
yes,
It can
because
be building too, the emotional
yes,
relation.
all the time, because sometimes students share things on WhatsApp with me that they wouldn't share on Zoom. That's interesting. Sometimes they text me on WhatsApp and say, I'm sorry, professor, but I didn't understand that topic and I'm shy to share on Zoom. No problem. In the next class, we can see that topic again, but I don't mention the name of the students. But I just review that topic and they feel very happy. They send me some hearts, some kiss saying, thank you, professor. You reviewed that topic that I asked you on WhatsApp. That's fantastic.
Oh,
Very
great.
interesting behavior. Very interesting behavior. Students'
Yes.
behavior. I
Anyone
think
can
I think
share
important.
too. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I think what is important is you provide them channels, different channels to contact you. I know that it's hard because as professor, we work 24 hours a day. It's crazy. But as we are blessed with this profession, we need to try to make our best during this
Okay.
moment.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any question? Anybody can share, and our host already organized. So this day we can do different things with a first day, which we cannot talk anymore. We cannot. I mean, conversation, direct conversation like this. So this moment, this day, you can do this. Anyone having question anymore?
Go ahead, no
Go
problem. Ask
ahead.
me question. I will look for an answer.
Nice, nice discussion, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure, dear.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, if anybody having question anymore, so time is up. Thank you very much again for Professor Leonardo. for a great
Always
sharing
my
today.
pleasure. Always my
I'll try
pleasure.
to practice in a little bit, in a little bit. Okay.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you very
Goodbye.
much.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
Professor.
Bless you all.
See
Bye
you.
bye.
Bless you too. Back
You
to
too.
our MC, Mrs. Nilma. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Marcelina. And also thank you very much for the first speaker, Professor Leonardo Aureliano da Silva from Universidade Anhembi Morumbi, Brazil. Yeah, what a great presentation, and we hope we can discuss more in another time. Right, ladies and gentlemen, before continuing our conference today, we will have a break time, yeah, and then we will continue our conference on 1:30 p.m. Yeah, because the another speaker will be ready on 1:30 p.m. So now, yeah, we will have a break time. I give back for the Miss Judith.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Nilma. So we are on the break time now, and we will start at 1:50. Yeah, so we will start at 1:50, and I hope to see you again in the next session, everyone. Thank you very much for your patience while waiting, Professor Leonardo, and we had such a great discussion about your experience during the pandemic. And bye for now, and see you at 1:50. See you.